welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing nourishing lifestyle tips, tricks, videos, travel, yoga, food, all great stuff. And today I wanted to address a topic that I feel like I get a lot of comments about from friends, family, and just kind of everyone on my social media, which is that people always comment or seem to think like, wow, you're so healthy. And healthy could have so many different definitions for sure, but I feel like people might have a distortion of what they think my life is like, or maybe my routine is like, or my habits, what they're like, because of what they see on social media. And first of all, we all know, but it always bears repeating, that social media is not real life. It's usually highlights. It's very edited, obviously, but still, sometimes I think, and myself included, we look at social media accounts and profiles and pictures and just see, the best of people's lives, and we think, oh, that must be there every moment or every day, and that's so not true. So I kind of wanted to not bust the myth, because I do think I'm pretty healthy, probably compared to the general population in the US, but I don't think I'm necessarily as healthy as everyone seems to think I am. So here are some ways that I don't feel very healthy, and part of the reason why I wanted to make this video after everyone was commenting that I'm so healthy. I'm really bad at sleeping. I go to sleep at different times every night. I wake up at different times every morning. I wake up multiple times during the night. I went on a rant about sleeping on my blog. I'll put the link in the description below this video, so you can read it if you'd like. I'm very pro sleeping, and I'm very pro good sleeping hygiene, as it's called, and sleeping habits, but I'm actually bad at implementing them. My bed is uncomfortable. It's too small. We got it for free from a really kind person, but we need to upgrade, and I've just been putting it off because I don't like shopping for things that are necessary. I only like shopping for things for fun. So I don't feel like going mattress shopping, but I really need to. So yeah, sleep. My sleep is horrible. I always feel tired. So that's one way in which I'm really unhealthy. This has actually been something that's been a problem for me my whole life, so maybe it's worth eventually going to see some sort of sleeping expert, but I've done a lot of practice with recording dreams and journaling, and trying all of the tips in the book. Again, you can read my post about it on my blog, but it's been a problem for me ever since I can remember. I've always had really vivid and really intense nightmares ever since I was a child, so those wake me up a lot, and I have strong emotions while I'm asleep. I often wake up laughing or crying, which is kind of funny. I wake up disoriented. I have to get up to go to the bathroom. I have problems falling asleep. It almost always takes me at least an hour to fall asleep at night, which is not fun at all. So like I said, I love sleeping once I'm actually asleep, but I am really bad at sleeping, so I always feel tired. So another way in which people might think that I'm healthy but I'm not is tracking what I'm eating, or calorie counting, or meal planning, or anything like that. I actually sometimes plan dinners for the week, the weekend before, but in general, I don't really plan what I'm going to eat. I like to just eat what I feel like in the moment, and I also just pretty much eat whatever I want, which I think would surprise a lot of people. I have been known pretty often, actually, to eat an entire chocolate bar almost daily. Like, if there's chocolate in the house, I will eat the entire thing. And actually, the same thing goes for most sweets. I've been trying to get off sugar a little bit, and I wrote about that with a couple sugar detox books, also on my website. But yeah, I eat whatever I want, and I don't worry about portion size, and I don't worry about calorie count. When I was in college, I got really strict with counting calories and planning meals, and it was just kind of consuming my life and affecting my social life, and I've gone to that extreme before, and I think it's really unhealthy. And if you're trying really hard to lose weight, it can be beneficial for sure, or if you're not really sure what you eat, or if you just feel unhealthy or sluggish, I definitely think it has its time and place. But for me personally, I don't really watch my weight or worry. I mean, my weight fluctuates naturally, but yeah, like I said, I don't portion control, I don't count calories, I don't really plan anything. And the one thing that I do, which I'll talk about more in a minute, is that I am vegetarian. So I'll eat whatever I want, whatever I feel like, but I don't crave meat. And if you guys are interested, I can do a whole other video about why I became vegetarian and what that process was like. It was so much easier than I ever thought, and even that was spontaneous. It wasn't planned at all. I just decided one day that I didn't want to eat meat anymore, and I haven't eaten it since. So I think I ate it once, actually, by accident. But yeah, it was really easy. So besides being vegetarian, I just eat literally whatever I want. And yeah, there are a couple rules I live by, but in general, you know, if I want to eat mac and cheese for dinner, I might eat an entire box of Annie's or something, and you know, it's okay. I think that people have this perception that I just drink like green smoothies and eat salads because the bright colors of fruits and veggies are really pretty. So that's usually what I post on Instagram. But, you know, I might not post the fact that for dinner, you know, somewhat regularly, like once every week or once every 2 or 3 weeks, I might just literally eat a block of blue cheese with bread and a bottle of wine for dinner, not exaggerating, like the entire cheese and the entire bottle of wine. That's probably one of my favorite guilty pleasures, except there's no guilt because I do usually eat a smoothie a day or a smoothie bowl, and I make the bread myself by hand. Another good video that I can bring for you guys, how to easily make bread. So, you know, that's the thing. Like, I feel like people think that I'm just drinking smoothies, just drinking juice or something like that, and that is not true at all. I might have a smoothie for breakfast, and then I might have like a grilled cheese for lunch, and I might have a block of cheese for dinner, and sometimes I just eat a lot of cheese. And yeah, that's maybe not going to make it onto my Instagram, so maybe it's not apparent. So another big myth about how I'm healthy is that people seem to think that because I'm a yoga teacher and I post a lot about yoga that I do yoga every day. First of all, there are so many different ways of doing yoga, and the physical practice of yoga is just one small part of yoga. So I guess I would say that I practice yoga daily, but that does not necessarily mean moving my body. It might mean meditating, it might mean doing breathing exercises, it might just be laying in shavasana, and yes, it might be doing asana, which is the physical exercise form of yoga, but actually more often than not I'm teaching yoga, which means I don't get to practice yoga as much as I would like. Or, you know, sometimes I'll teach 3 classes in one day, so by the time I have time to practice yoga, I'm a little bit burned out on yoga for the day and I just need to take a break and do something else. So it's totally a myth that I do yoga every day. I would say that I probably do a vigorous exercise form of yoga only about, well, it changes a lot depending on the time of year and what's happening, but lately, honestly, only about 2 to 3 times per week. So that's a huge myth. I do not do yoga every day. The reason I have a strong yoga practice is because for the past couple years, I've been gradually building up to having a really strong practice. So I think if I never did yoga anymore, all of these benefits wouldn't stick with me, but I feel like I've gotten to a certain point in my physical practice where no matter how tight or tired I am or how long it's been, you know, I might take like a week off if I'm traveling or something and not really do any yoga, but, you know, my base layer of strength and stamina and flexibility has kind of moved up a notch from where it was when I started. So that comes from a dedicated practice that I had before I was teaching so much, when I had more time to practice on my own. And I love practicing yoga. I wish I could do it more, but, you know, I have a lot of other stuff going on with work and teaching and blogging and, you know, lots of other stuff. And sometimes you just need to take a break and lay in shavasana and listen to a guided meditation. And I think that that is just as beneficial as doing a difficult physical practice. It's difficult mentally, and it's also just as beneficial, even if it benefits you in a different way. All right, you guys, sorry the lighting is different. It is now nighttime, and I realized I forgot to film an outro, so here we go. So basically, those were my 3 myths about how I'm really healthy. I do not only eat healthy food all the time, I pretty much just eat what I want as long as it's vegetarian. I do not practice yoga every day, at least not yoga asana, and I am always actually really tired, even though I do a lot, and that's because I'm not good at sleeping. So if you have any tips for me about how I can be better at any of these things, please let me know. Holly, say hi. She's waiting to get fed her dinner. Petting animals is also really good for your health. So if you can have a nice little furry friend who likes to hang out and snuggle, I highly recommend that. All right, bye you guys. Thank you so much for watching.